everyone, and welcome back to our Microsoft Teams SafeColleges module series. In our second module, we will be covering everything you'll need to know in order to schedule and host meetings effectively. We'll walk through how to schedule meetings directly from the Teams tab, how to join, start, and leave meetings, functions that you can utilize to better interact with individuals during meetings, and how to change your Teams meeting background. We'll also touch a bit on the difference between teams and channels. As with our last module, we'll first go through each topic in detail, and then there will be time for you to practice and answer a couple of questions. So let's get started. To begin, let's first go over how to schedule a Microsoft Teams meeting. The easiest way to schedule a Teams meeting is directly from the Teams tab. If you are an RC, you'll be expected to schedule both group and one-on-one meetings with your P&Ms directly from your P&M Teams group. Your P&M Teams group will be set up to you prior to the RC retreat. For now, however, you can click into any of your pre-existing teams in order to practice. Let's first start by clicking on the Teams icon located in the menu column to the left of your screen. Click on the team you'd like to schedule a meeting in to open it. To schedule a meeting, first click the drop-down arrow next to the Meet camera icon located just below your profile. This will list two options. As discussed in our last module, pressing Meet Now will allow you to start a meeting immediately and notify all members of the team that you're starting a meeting in that you are starting a meeting. To schedule a meeting at a later day or time, click on Schedule Meeting. This will open the pop-up scheduling window. First, enter your meeting's title, which should be focused around the purpose of your meeting. Next, add your meeting attendees. The box that appears first allows you to add required individuals. Enter the Marquette email address of individuals you'd like to meet with here. You can also add optional attendees. To do so, click on the Optional button to the right and enter the Marquette email address of those who aren't required to attend the meetings if they cannot make it. Then select the day, start time, and end time for your meeting. To select the specific day you'd like to schedule the meeting, click on the calendar icon here. Then, select the specific day you would like to have your meeting, using the arrows at the top of the screen to navigate between different months. Make sure this box, located just after the start time of the meeting and just before the end time of the meeting, correctly matches the same day as well. Select the start time for your meeting by clicking on the drop-down arrow here. You can also highlight the text and manually type in your selected start time. Select the end time for your meeting by clicking on the drop-down arrow here. Again, you can also highlight the text and manually type in your selected end time. If you'd like your meeting to last all day, select the All Day button here, clicking it so that the button switch turns green. You can also click on the Scheduling Assistant tab, located next to the Meeting Details tab, to determine which day/time would work best for your attendees so that the most possible can attend. When you select this option, you'll be able to see when meeting participants are free and when they are busy. Dark blue represents the time slots when they're unavailable. The light blue slots are the available times, and the gray slots are the participants' non-working hours. Returning back to the Meeting Details tab, you can skip past the location box, as all meetings will be conducted virtually over Teams during recruitment. In the description box, you can add more text surrounding the details of the meeting if needed. Once you have everything set, double-check that all your information is correct, that you've listed all attendees properly and in the proper slots, that your meeting day, start time, and end time are all correct, and that you're scheduling the meeting in Central Standard Time, referred to as UTC 6 o'clock Central Time, US and Canada at the top of the screen here. To change your time zone, click on the arrow here to open the drop-down menu. Scroll until you find this time zone label. After double-checking that everything is correct, send the meeting invite to your attendees by clicking on the purple Send button located in the top right corner of your screen. This will send the meeting information along with a link to join the meeting via Teams in the form of an invitation to your attendees' Marquette Outlook email. The meeting information and its link will appear on their Outlook calendar, as well as their Teams calendar, if they choose to accept the meeting, or if they choose to tentatively accept the meeting invitation. There are several ways to start a meeting you've scheduled in Microsoft Teams. You can start a meeting directly from the team. Click on the title of the meeting you'd like to start directly from the general feed, highlighted in purple. This will open the info window for that meeting, listing the date and time of the meeting, its description, and a list of attendees and their acceptance status. To start a meeting, click the purple Join button at the top of the screen. You can also start a meeting directly from your Teams or Outlook calendar. Open the Calendar tab in Teams, then click on the meeting invite to open it, which will be highlighted in purple. Select the same purple Join button to start the meeting. To start the meeting from Outlook, click on your Outlook calendar, and then click on the meeting invite to open it, highlighted in blue. Click on the link that says "Click here to join meeting" to join. Select the option that redirects you to the Teams app to ensure the best meeting quality. To allow enough time for the Teams app to open your meeting, it is best to join each meeting about 5 minutes before it is scheduled to begin. Additionally, you, as well as all the meeting's attendees, will get an Outlook notification once the meeting time rolls around. This will appear in a box shown like the one here. You can double-click the notification, highlighted in blue here, to open the same meeting invite and directly join the Teams meeting from the same link. Once you've started the meeting, all attendees will also receive a notification that the meeting has been started and prompt them to join. You can follow any of these same processes to join a meeting already in session as well. Before actually starting the meeting, you will be asked to set your meeting settings in a box like this one shown. You will see there is an option to join with or without your computer's webcam on. During recruitment, we ask that you keep your cameras on at all times. As an RC, you'll be required to do this, as it is critical to creating meaningful, genuine connections with your P&Ms. You will also see an option to join with or without your computer's microphone on. In larger meetings, it is good practice to join muted to avoid interrupting anything, but in smaller meetings, it is normal for attendees to join unmuted. Next, select how you'd like to receive the meeting audio, or how you'd like to hear the sound of the meeting. If you're using your laptop, you'll want to select Computer Audio to use your computer speakers. If using another device, or you find that you're experiencing difficulty using your computer speakers, select the option that best applies. Finally, you can also adjust your background settings prior to joining the meeting. While you're setting up your video and audio before joining a meeting, select Background Filters, located just to the right of the camera switch. Your background options will display on the right. Choose Blur to blur your background. You'll appear nice and clear while everything behind you is subtly concealed. You can also replace your background with one of the images provided, or with one of your own choosing. To use an image of your own, choose Add New, and then select one to upload from your computer. Make sure it's a .jpeg, PNG, or BMP file. Your new background will persist in all your meetings and calls until you change it again. To turn off background effects, select this option. During recruitment, you'll be provided with specific backgrounds you can save to your computer and then upload using the Add New function to use during different types of meetings. Once you have configured your meeting settings, select the purple Join Now button to start or join the meeting. There are a number of different functions you can use during Teams meetings to create the best meeting experience possible for both you and your attendees. We will walk through the main functions one by one. To share your screen in a meeting, select the Share Content button in your meeting controls. Then, to present either your entire desktop, a specific window, a PowerPoint file, or a whiteboard. Please note that if you're using Teams on the web, you'll only be able to share your screen if you're using Google Chrome or the latest version of Microsoft Edge. As just described, there are a number of different options for screen sharing in Microsoft Teams. Sharing your desktop will show your entire screen, including notifications and other desktop activity. This is great when you want to switch between multiple windows, tabs, or apps during the same screen sharing session. Remember that during recruitment, it is required that you have all your desktop notifications muted when in a meeting with P&Ms. Conversely, sharing a specific window will only show just one window, with no other notifications or desktop activity. This is helpful when you want to show only one thing, keeping the rest of your screen to yourself. Sharing a PowerPoint file will present a PowerPoint file that meeting attendees can interact with, allowing them to be able to move through the presentation slides at their own pace. The whiteboard option allows you to collaborate with meeting attendees in real time, giving you the opportunity to sketch things out with attendees and have notes attached to the meeting, as if you were using an actual whiteboard. You most likely will not be using this function during recruitment. When you're done sharing, go to your meeting controls right here and select Stop Sharing. This icon will be replaced with an X inside of a box to signal that you can select to be done sharing. If you're using a Mac, please contact me and I will send you directions as to how to share your screen on a Mac computer. While sharing your screen, you can also choose to share your computer sound. Sharing computer sound lets you stream audio from your computer to meeting participants through Teams. You can use it to play a video or audio clip as part of a presentation. To share sound, open up the share screen again, as we have here, and then switch the Include Computer Sound button on so that it appears this light purple color. All sound from your computer, including notifications, will then be audible in the meeting. You can also use the chat function during Teams meetings. To do so, click on the chat icon, located here, to open the chat box. Here, you're able to see all messages sent by other attendees. Hover over any message to react to it via an emoticon. To send your own chat, compose your message in the chat box and select Send. You'll also have access to the same functions located in the main chat function, such as mentioning attendees and sending files using the paperclip icon. You can access the meeting chat after the meeting has ended directly from your Teams general screen. Simply find the meeting, to see the chat history below it. Select View Replies to view more. To view a list of attendees in your meeting, select the People icon here, next to the chat icon, to open the participants list. This will open a list of all participants currently in your meeting, organized by last name. Notice that you're missing someone in your meeting? You can call in any attendees or individuals to your meeting using the Calling In feature. Simply type in their name in the search bar up here and select their name to call them in. This will send them a notification that they are being called into the meeting. During a meeting, you can raise a virtual hand to let people know you want to contribute without interrupting the conversation. Just select the Raise Hand button in the meeting controls. Everyone in the meeting will see that you have your hand up. Meeting presenters will also receive a notification that your hand is raised, presented right here. In meetings where attendees can't unmute themselves, a presenter can allow them to unmute. Select Show Participants to see a list of everyone in attendance. Anyone who's raising their hand will have an icon next to their name. When multiple people raise their hands, they'll be listed in order in which they raise them. Please note that the raising hand feature is unavailable in one-on-one calls. It is only available in group meetings. If you organize the meeting, you can also access an attendance report for your meeting during the meeting itself. During the meeting, open the participants list as we have here. Select these three dots and choose Download Attendance List. The report will download as a .csv file that can be opened in Excel, and you can look for the file in your device's Downloads folder. The .csv file will contain the name, join time, and leave time of all meeting attendees. Keep in mind that for now, the report must be downloaded during the meeting. For the sake of staying present within the meeting itself, it is recommended that you wait until you're the only person left in the meeting, after all other attendees have left to download the report. If an attendance report is necessary, it should be the last thing you do before leaving the meeting. It's pretty simple to leave a Teams meeting. Just click the red Leave button located at the top of the screen. You then may be asked to write the meeting quality, which you can skip if you'd like, and then you will return to your Teams general page as you left it when you started the meeting. Before we wrap up, it's important to cover the difference between teams and channels. While a team is a collection of people, content, and tools surrounding different projects and outcomes within an organization, a channel is a dedicated section within a team to keep conversations organized by specific topics, projects, disciplines, or whatever would work best for your team. Channels can be open to all team members, or, if you need a more select audience, they can be private. Standard channels are for conversations that everyone in a team can participate in, and private channels limit communication to a subset of people in a team. To create a standard channel, start in the Teams list. Find your team name and click on the three dots located next to it. Then select Add Channel. Next, give your channel a name underneath the channel name box, a description if needed, and then leave the channel's privacy settings to standard so that it is accessible to everyone on the team. To make a channel private, open the drop-down menu below Privacy and select Private. Then select Next. You'll then be prompted to add members to your channel from your team. You can do so by entering their Marquette email address. Selecting the purple Add button will add them to the channel. As a private channel owner, you can add or remove members and edit the private channel settings. Each person that you add must first be a member of the team. You will most likely not be using this function during recruitment, but it's good to know in case of a situation where this may be asked of you. Thank you all for tuning into this week's module. Next week, we'll cover more in-depth details surrounding the various meeting functions, such as how to record a meeting and different situations during recruitment where you may need to use specific functions. You can text me at any time with any questions. My number is 630-947-6150. If you'd like to cover anything in more detail or go over things in a more personal setting, come to my office hours Thursday, December 17th from any time from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, or next Monday, December 21st, anytime from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You all should have received a Teams invite from me with a link to join, but please reach out if you didn't. My email is Katie, Katie, .breck, BRECK, @marquette.edu. Stay healthy, and I'll see you all next week.